It's a dream of nearly everybody to one day become a superhero, and I guarantee that at some point during your life, you've had an argument with your mates over which superpower you'd want. Games have given us all the chance to live out that superhero life, and some have done it better than others. These 7 titles are the cream of the crop when it comes to superhero games. At number 7, it's South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Okay, this one bends the rules a little bit when it comes to superhero games, because technically it's not a superhero game, but you know what, we're allowing it because it's so damn good. You are the new kid in town, a bit of an outcast, with 0 dialogue through the whole experience. All of your favourite South Park characters are there as well, and it's safe to say they do not hold back when it comes to controversial humour. Even as a massive South Park fan, some of the jokes in this game had me questioning just how they got away with it. It's basically a turn-based game, similar to the classic Final Fantasy setup that you have no doubt played before. But with weapons like tennis rackets, claymores and adult toys, it's a slightly different experience to the one you're used to. At 6, we have infamous Second Son. This was superhero action on a whole other level. Second Son is bizarrely the 3rd instalment in the infamous franchise, and for many people it was a massive step up from the original title. That's not to take anything away from the original title, mind, because that is also a fantastic experience, but the 3rd one just hit differently and on a whole nother level. If you haven't tried it yet, it's on the PS Plus catalogue and I highly recommend giving it a go. At 5, it's The Punisher. This is another one of those games that has you questioning, is it actually a superhero game? Well, yeah, The Punisher is part of the superhero universe technically, and the Punisher game is absolutely amazing. It was initially released in 2005 for the Xbox and PS2, and it brought brutality to the superhero genre. Hitman style, you could execute a number of very gory kills as you battered your way through enemies and foes. At 4, we have Deadpool. It's safe to say that Deadpool could be the favourite superhero of most Marvel fans. The quick-filled action hero has been famously portrayed by Ryan Reynolds on the big screen with a massive success. So much so that a video game spin-off was created. It was as wild as you would have imagined, and it was filled with the sort of smart cracking whips that you would expect from a Deadpool-paced game. At number 3, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians had an uphill task from the moment it was released. Could it make up for that below-par Marvel Avengers game? I think it's safe to say it absolutely did. I have to admit I was quite on the fence at first when I saw that trailer at E3 and learned that you could only play as Star-Lord for the whole game. In my mind, I wanted to play as all of the Guardians squad and experience their unique styles. But you know what, after giving the game a go, I found that it did not matter in the slightest. The game made you feel like you were fully in control of your squad in the best way possible, and all of the elements combined made for an excellent game. At number 2, we have Batman: Arkham Asylum. Finally, we have a DC game on the list. The Batman series as a whole produced some absolute bangers, but for me, Arkham Asylum is the game that has lived the longest in the old memory bank. From the great combat mechanics to the hundreds of Riddler trophies scattered across the map, there were hours of gameplay to be had here. Combine them all together and you had a recipe for success. And at number 1, it's Marvel's Spiderman. Honestly, what more can you say about this absolute classic? The Spider-Man series has had some crackers down the line, but for many, including myself, this was the pinnacle of Spider-Man games. The city of New York will never look better, and you could swing through the city at a ridiculously fast pace, fighting crime and locking everybody up in the process. The storyline was great, the boss battles were epic, and the whole game just felt so complete and perfect. Honestly, if you've not played this yet, I cannot recommend it more. Superhero games have always been the perfect escape for many people. And the games that have been based around those heroes that we love have always been quite perfect. We have some promising games on the way as well, with Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad buffing up the DC side of things, and Wolverine as well as Spider-Man 2 waving the flag for Marvel. Either way, all things look positive for the world of superheroes. Be sure to check back for even more gaming, news and guides right here at GG Recon Gaming.